Hello and welcome to When They Popped. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Mary, and today we are absolutely thrilled to welcome 3Quency, the girl group that's bringing back everything we've been desperately missing in pop music. These three incredibly talented women just dropped their infectious new single, Top Down, and they're about to kick off their tour with Soulidified on October 30th. But here's the thing, they didn't just appear out of nowhere. They actually won Netflix's Building the Band, working alongside AJ McLean, and getting guidance from judges Nicole Scherzinger, Kelly Rowland, and the late, great Liam Payne. And if that wasn't impressive enough, they're now being managed by industry legend Johnny Wright. You know, the mastermind behind NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. No big deal, right? So with Top Down showcasing their chemistry and their tour right around the corner, 3Quency is proving that the girl group era is far from over. It's just getting started. Brianna, Nori, Wennely, welcome to When They Popped.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here. So excited to chat with you. We first want to kind of dive in, though. We love to do a little icebreaker game with our guests. And Kelsey, yes, you're going to like these. Kelsey, take us away.
So since we're all about Y2K nostalgia, we had to ask you guys your favorite girl group bop. So we're going to do a rapid fire, this or that. Just tell us the first one that comes to mind. Are you ready? We're going to start with
one by one?
Yeah, we could do down the line.
Yeah, down the line.
First thing that comes to mind. Okay. Pussycat Dolls are up first. Buttons or don't ya?
Button. Button.
Unanimous. All right. Destiny's Child. Bootylicious or Independent Woman?
Bootylicious.
This is why you guys gravitated towards each other on this show so much, because your taste is so on the same level. Okay, the next one might be really hard. It's Spice Girls, Wannabe or Spice Up Your Life?
Wannabe.
You guys are amazing. I love it. You are on the same frequency, clearly. We get it.
All right. How about some TLC, No Scrubs or Waterfalls?
No scrubs.
Oh, but I love
Waterfall.
As long as it's No Scrubs with Left Eye's verse.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes. Of course.
All right. Oh my gosh. 3LW.
You might not know this one.
Do you guys remember Play Is Go and Play and No More, Baby I'ma Do Right? You guys might be a little young for this.
Yes. No, we grew up with the Cheetah Girls. We know.
Yes!
W, please.
Yes, my plan.
Oh, that's hard. I'm going to say No More.
Okay.
I'm going to say Plans Gonna Play.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're two great songs. It's hard to choose. We don't blame you.
That's tricky. Yeah. That's a tricky.
All right. Last one. Danity Kane. Showstopper or Damaged?
Showstopper. We in the car. We ride.
Yes.
I was just listening
Damage
to Damage in the car.
Damage is good.
I love that song.
I like Showstopper because that's you can ride to that one.
Love that. Well, let's go back to the beginning. We'd love to kind of go back where the three of you came together and started building the band. How did each of you, if you want to chime in, decide to even audition for this show? How did the opportunity present itself?
I got hit up by one of the producers from American Idol, Josh Randall. I've never said his name, and I'm like, wait a minute. Shout out to Josh. He was on that hit me up, and he was like, hey, I have a show opportunity for you in Europe. And I was like, I've never really traveled that far before. But I was like, okay, I talked to my mom, and she was like, I think you should go for it. I think you should really try it. And I'm a really big intuition person, and my intuition from the beginning, when he messaged me, was telling me, do it, go for it. And I'm a big person of like opening doors no matter how many times it shuts on you. So I was like, you know what? Who knows what could happen? And I went on the show, and thank God I met these two. These are like my sisters now, and I don't know what I would have done if I wouldn't have auditioned for the show. I don't know where I would be. But yeah, that's how I stepped into this show.
For me, I just took a gap year from college, and I was like, I'm just going to go home and try to make this singing thing work, because it just it was the only thing that was driving me at the moment. And so I went home and I did my research. I downloaded a few casting call apps, and Courtney Rhodes ended up reaching out to me, and she was like, I feel like, you're a star. Like, I barely had headshots. I only had probably like 3 singing covers up that I just posted, but I'll put it on like my profile, and like she found my profile and I kept applying to different things and nothing ever said anything back. And like I said, Courtney reached out to me. And so I was like, I'm just going to try. But I didn't know how big or small the opportunity was going to be. So I was just like, I'm just going to wing it. You know what I mean? And then ended up making it all the way to the finals. I got there and then I'm like, oh, wait, it's for Netflix. Like I had no clue how big it was going to be. So ended up doing that. And I met the girls and we stuck it out and we won that thing.
Mine's is a little bit of a combo and then also like slightly just completely in another universe. My TV was like possessed. I don't know what was going on. But like I got a call from a casting director friend of mine who I'd worked with when I'd done Idol and The Voice. And she called me and she was like, I know you said no more reality. I know you're fed up, but I have this opportunity and I think you'd be perfect for it. Like, please just like give it a shot. Like you'll go straight through with the producers. Like, it'll be great. And I was like, let me think about it and I'll hit you back. And then for the next like week, my TV kept turning on Netflix. Like I'm telling you, the TV was like unplugged and I would just hear ta-dum and the logo would pop up and then disappear. And I was like, what is going on?
What's happening?
So I took that as a sign as I was meant to kind of see it through. So I at least went through with the auditions and I had called my grandpa because my grandmother had passed like maybe a year and a half prior to this. And her dream was to be in a girl group. That's why I pursued music even as a kid. So there was a lot of connection. So I'd called him and I was explaining the whole thing to him. And while I was on the phone explaining how my TV keeps turning on, the TV turns on again. And he's like, oh, Brie, that's grandma. She's telling you, you got to do it. Like, she's trying to tell you, like, this is meant for you. And I was like, maybe that is what it is. So I just literally went with it. I trusted it and, like, fully followed, like, that part of my brain, like the little kid in me that knew her love of the Supremes and the girl groups that she grew up with. And I just really allowed that to kind of fuel the experience. And then once I got there and had spoke with the both of them, I was like, oh, yeah. Now I understand why I'm here. Like, It makes sense. Like, it all kind of came full circle really quickly. But yeah, it was a really weird couple weeks over that audition period because my electronics were glitching all the way out. I had no idea what was going on.
That's like some divine intervention or something.
Like, the universe is like, please don't skip this one.
Yeah.
Please go.
Oh my God, that's so special. Well, we're so happy that you guys found each other and that you all found your individual paths onto that show. Something that Mary and I were just flabbergasted when we were watching it was like, how does it actually work? Can you like take us behind the scenes a little bit? It's such a unique concept. It's like Love is Blind meets Making the Band. So what was it like when you guys were in these boxes? You couldn't see each other. It feels thrilling and terrifying at the same time. Can you walk us through what it was actually like?
Have you guys seen Squid Games?
Yes.
Okay, so you know when they're wearing, like, they're in their suits and, like, you don't know who's underneath? We'd be in these, like, holding tents.
Yep.
In visors and, like, huge oversized ponchos. So you could see nothing but people's feet.
Yeah.
And it was so terrifying. And then every now and then you'd hear, like, maybe one of the boys, like, in their tent being like,
Yeah.
And you're like, who is singing?
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to figure out who's next to you and stuff.
We played games too.
Yeah.
Like we started stumping. And like everybody was whistling at one point.
Because we couldn't talk.
Wait,
we were having to play it.
Did I pass you my crossword puzzle?
So after we had spoken the booth and we realized we knew each other, I literally heard somebody say, oh, Wendy, here's your pen for Sudoku. And I literally knocked on the tent wall and I was like, girl, you got Sudoku? And she was like, yeah, I do. I was like, can you pass me a page?
Under the tent, I was like,
so literally the book came sliding under the tent. And then one of the people in welfare just came up and knocked on my tent and was like, here's your pen. Because they saw the book be slid under the tent. So it was like little things like that. Yeah. And then even with Nori, after my conversation with her and we had talked about like our love for Bratz, because like at one point my profile on Instagram was a Bratz version of me and like she has her Bratz tramp stamp. We were talking about that. All of a sudden I heard a voice next to me go, thank you. And it was super high pitched. And I was like, that can only be Nori.
Yeah, and I heard her talking too, because right after I said that, they came to her tent and I heard her voice and I'm like, Bree, deep voice, raspiness. Let me wait till she says something else. I'm like, that's Bree. I think that's Bree next to me.
So what'd you do?
I started like scratching on like the tent on the side. These are little small, little bitty tents.
They're like little teepees.
Yeah, like they're literally about from here to here. So I was like, I scratched on it. I was like, Bree. She was like, yeah. She was like, wait, who, is this Nori? And I was like, wait. And then we had it because we couldn't say our name.
Actually talk.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be talking. She was like, wait. And then I heard somebody walking past, so I was like, wait, let me shut up. And so then once I saw like their shadow kind of go away for a second, I was like, ooh, Barats. Like I started doing that and she was like, okay. Like, so that was our way of like, like
communicating.
Yeah.
Like talking in code.
No. Yes. And then we go back into the booths because we all met like maybe within the first 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Nori was my first conversation. And then I think I spoke to you day 2.
Yeah.
But then it was like 3 weeks of being in the booth. So sometimes the tents were the only times we could like low key be like, hey, you doing okay? Because it depends on who you're talking to for that day. So it went on maybe like 3 weeks of us kind of doing these like music blind dates with people in the booth.
I call it a musical date.
Love Island.
Mind you, we had to wear the
like
same
in a tent.
exact outfit.
Yeah.
Every day for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Same accessories, same hair, everything.
So warning, if you're going to go on the next season, don't wear white.
Oh, don't
wear white.
Don't.
Like I did.
Nothing that can stain.
Don't do it.
Or smell because you're in those outfits for 3 weeks and dry cleaning only happens so often.
Oh, and then the process in the booths is like they like hand you a pair of headphones and there's 50 of us. So we just hear each other sing. Everybody heard everyone's audition. And from there, you had to, again, press the button and see which person you liked. And from that, from your top 10, I think it was, your top 10, then they put you in rooms to talk to people that you had connections with.
Yeah.
It literally is like Love Island. Have a chat. Like, pull it out for a chat.
Like, if you could take the best elements of like Love is Blind, X Factor, Love Island, like all of those competition-based but connection-based shows, it was kind of a hybrid of all of that. Just like through a wall.
I like how you put Squid Games in there. That's a really good
Squid Games was a perfect because we could not see each other. We just saw feet.
No.
But also, that sounds kind of like an isolated, like obviously you guys were trying to connect with one another. You had this like scheduled time, but it sounds like it might have been an isolating experience. You guys are so young. Like, how did you handle the pressure and not being able to really lean on each other in between takes, if you will?
It was kind of lonely, to be honest. It's for me, I'm such a people person. Like, I love being around the energy of people. I love just talking with people. So the fact that we didn't even have our phones. I couldn't really talk to my mom when I wanted to. And then you had to go back to your room by yourself. So it was kind of like, it was a little bit of a lonely 3 weeks. So it was me and my journal all the way.
Yeah, I feel like for me, with my experience being in college, I kind of had to like think about it in that extent and just be like, it's just like college. Like, you just don't have a phone. You know what I mean? When you go off to college, you're by yourself. You're independent. There is no mom or dad that you can just, Mom, I need this real quick. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, family isn't easily accessible when you're away. So I just had to be in that type of time frame. And then on top of that, I'm an only child. So I do really enjoy my own company and my alone time. So I was chilling. But eventually I was like, all right, so when is eliminations coming up? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm ready to get out of this house. I feel like it was more so difficult with the fact that, like, you couldn't talk to anybody. So I just, like when he said, I had my journal with me. I'm very spiritual. So I was just in there meditating, working out, doing yoga, watching Beyonce's tour and trying to just, like, pull different ideas from what we could watch because we were able to download, like, Netflix and Disney Plus. So I was watching, like, all the musicals, all of the tour shows. Like, okay, I need to practice this and just like really just getting my mind right for what I was about to do because I didn't know how long I was going to be staying. I didn't know if I was going to get eliminated. So I was just like, listen, I'm going to just chill and do what I got to do and just let this be my mental clarity.
I'm slightly different for the girls. I really enjoyed my alone time. I like sitting by myself in the tent. I like sitting by myself in the booth. I like being by myself in the apartment because I'm the oldest of 3 girls. So it's me, I got a middle sister, a youngest sister, and we live with my mom and my dog. And I'm Italian, so my house is always loud. It's always like a lot of people. There's always company. My mom's always cooking for everybody. So like I'm used to the noise and I'm used to the stimulation and I love that. But out of like everybody in my family, aside from my like creative persona, my natural self is actually very introverted and I like to be isolated and by myself most times. So I think for me, it was kind of like a little vacation. I got to like kind of unplug from everything, including my phone, which was really nice because for the last like year and a half before the show, I had done trolls. So I had all the DMs with all the fans, everybody that I'm responding to. Like I was super, super active for that year of time. So I think it was really good for me to just be able to kind of unplug and not be so stimulated by like phone and noise and environment. It was a nice change of pace. But I also equally liked when we moved in and we were all together and getting to do all of that.
I mean, you guys went through this insane experience that only really you guys can understand. But it seems like even though you were isolated, you were going through your own journeys, you guys had this undeniable chemistry, the three of you, even just how you were mentioning before, you would find ways to seek each other out and talk to each other in your own little Morse code. We know that there was a little bit of drama. Are you guys going to be a group of three? Are you going to be a group of four? There was a tension there. How did you decide it's the three of us and this is it? We have everything we need right here. What was that moment where you guys feel like you really clicked?
So when it comes down to the three, I was always looking for three. Like I had mentioned with my grandma, her favorite groups being the Supreme. Like the Supremes are three. And then, that brought in my love for TLC, Destiny's Child, which are also groups of three. I'm the oldest of three girls. Three has always been one of my lucky numbers, a comfort number. Like it's very home-like for me. So my first conversation in the booths was with Nori. And the first thing I said after we got through the like, oh yeah, I'm from Philly and, I come from a big family. Oh, I'm from Atlanta. Me too. Da, 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 da. We got through the like small icebreaker stuff. I was like, I'm also the oldest of three girls. I'd really like a three-piece girl group. How do you feel about that? She was like, oh, bet. I'm looking for the same thing. That was off rip. Then the next day I talked to Wennely and I did the same kind of thing. We caught up and I was like, you have a brother? No. She was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, I got two sisters. She's like, yeah, I remember meeting them. Da, da, da. So we're going over all these little details. And the same thing, I was like, so oldest of three girls again. I would love a three-piece girl group. And she's like, me too. And I was like, bet. I also talked to Nori. I think she's lit. She's also looking for a three-piece girl group. Once we all linked together, we talked about the three-piece and we were like, great, that feels like a strong number. But we'd also talked about the fact that we had people that we also were like, these people are really talented. Mm-hmm. Could they make a fourth? So from that point on, we were open to a fourth, but four was never our agenda or our plan. It was just something that we were open to because of the way that the experience is made. Like you don't know anybody, you don't get to meet them. And maybe we could have found something with another fourth that, we couldn't find within the three of us. But after all of our conversations and things had happened, I think, felt more comfortable about our dynamic as a three because it just felt so strong and so instant that we were like, if we bring somebody else in, are they going to feel left out? Mm-hmm. Are they going to feel like, oh, well, it's y'all versus me because of the way that we gel? Like even with the game, like you see, we have the same likes and dislikes and we're very similar in a lot of ways that it felt if we had added a fourth may have changed or been compromised. So it ultimately was not the way that it was displayed on TV. Yeah. It was a decision that we had all come to and agreed to. But obviously, edits are edits and they have to make
right
for the best time of the episode. But I do like to clarify that because that was not a Nori only decision.
Yeah, it was not.
I was also extremely headstrong about that, as was Mooney. So
from the beginning,
to piggyback on what Bree said, what I like about us the most is that we're all so open-minded. Mm-hmm. So like if we did potentially have a fourth person, we did want to give them the same opportunity that we had, and just be like, okay, let's see if this person fits, if this person fits, and if they don't, they don't. But yeah, we're all open-minded and we all just love to share opportunities and just be kind.
Amazing. I mean, the chemistry between you guys is just undeniable. It would be really hard for anyone, I feel like, to just come in and like match that. So we're thrilled that you guys ended up as a three.
Yeah, we literally had a combo. I think it was with one of the other girls, but she was like, I love that you guys are entertaining me as a fourth, but it's really clear you're a strong three. So I'm going to go now. And we were like, no, we're both so bad. Like we did have that experience as well. So it was a lot to like learn from and bounce back. It worked out the way that it was supposed to for everybody.
Exactly. It all happened for a reason. And it sounds like you all watched the show. What was it like watching yourselves back? Was there anything else aside from that conversation, the 3 versus 4, that was different in real life than came across on screen?
Listen, it was your guys' first time watching it. It was our first time watching it.
Yeah.
We were like, whoa, that happened? Or I said that?
Yeah. And then we'd have to be like, no, that's not how it happened.
That's not how it went.
That wasn't the combo.
Yeah. I feel like for the sake of editing, they cut out so much.
Yeah.
Like we had so many cute bonding moments. Like we made cookies and Winnie's hair got in it.
Even
like,
the booths, though.
Movies, the booths, too.
The booths, they chopped out so much.
Bunch. Yeah. Like, we did a lot of fun stuff. We harmonized in the booths.
Danced together.
We danced together in the booths.
I was sitting upside down in a chair.
Me too. I was swinging and I almost fell back in the chair. Like,
There was
it was
a lot
so
of
many
stuff.
different moments that they just did not include in the edit. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, you know.
I think
Hopefully we get a documentary one day with all the raw footage.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
ultimately they made us focused on drive and work ethic. And I think that was a great way to showcase us because that was very much a part of our experience.
Yeah.
But in that edit, we also lost all of the medical things that were happening behind the scenes. Everybody was getting sick. People were losing their voice. Like, we were having so many issues that literally no one knows. They're just watching the product of it on camera. And even down to like different moments that we had in the booths where we connected on like the way we see our groups and the creative and the roles and who would do what. Like, we had all those conversations and none of that was necessarily showcased. But when we got out of the show, we were like, that's our job to show people on social media now. Like, we have a free outlet to show people those moments that, you know, they maybe didn't get to experience because there was 6 other groups that had to be included in these edits. Now we can run our socials. So we get to show different roles and things that we all do in our bond and things like making cookies or running in the street in the middle of the night, like doing crazy things that we'd always been doing, but like people are just kind of now getting to see. So it's been a nice like transition, I think, coming out of the show and getting to kind of show some of those moments that we felt may have been missing or that we like really wanted to see on screen as well.
Yeah.
Well, we've loved following you on social media. And kind of on that note, I just saw that AJ McLean used your song in one of his posts with Lance Bass, I think.
What?
Like, yes.
Freaking.
Yes, that was incredible. On that note, obviously, we're huge Backstreet Boys fans. So honestly, we tuned in originally to like watch our boy AJ McLean do his thing, but we stayed because we completely fell in love with you guys, the talent.
Oh, thank you.
Truly. So what was it like, you know, I'll first ask working with like a Backstreet Boy, but you know, Nicole, Liam, Kelly, like working with these greats in this experience.
I always say that it's such a surreal experience because even now to this day, I think back and I'm like, what the heck? You know, we grew up listening to them and it's like having them in front of us and taking advice from them and them caring about us so much. It was kind of like, wow. So we just soaked up everything that we could. And yeah, it was just very surreal, especially when they announced who the judge panel was.
Oh,
First of all, she guessed that it was going to be Kelly.
I knew it.
I felt it in my spirit.
She said it the night
from the night before. Yeah.
She said it the night before because we were just trying to like figure out what was going on. Because a lot of things too, we didn't know half of the stuff that was about to happen.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know the layout of anything. Like, we just
It was
like,
the first season.
Like
There's no reference. There's no.
We didn't know what was happening. And Brie was like, you know, we're going to have judges. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like celebrity judges. We already met AJ. And so we just started thinking, and she was like, it has to be somebody that's from like a group. Like, it has to be somebody that's from a group. So we just went down the line. And then she was like, well, it's not TLC because my friend's on tour with them.
My friend Will was on tour with them at that time, who's also our choreographer. But he was on tour with them. So I was like, okay, that's not going to work because they're on the road. And then B was on the road.
Yep.
I knew Michelle was getting into her Broadway stuff. So I was like, the only person who I think would make sense right now would be Kelly.
So when they said her name the next day, boy, that's why we all like melted.
Yeah.
When you see us like go like this, it's because that was
We looked at Brie like, oh, you said that. You said that last night. Like, we were completely freaking. We were freaking because not only are we looking at Nicole Scherzinger and Kelly Rowland and Liam and, you know, AJ, but we're like, you said that. Oh my God. Like, freaking.
Yeah.
You called it.
The things we talked about in the booths was, okay, if we're building a girl group, we'd like it to kind of be somewhat of a crossover between a TLC and a Destiny's Child. So she's the mood board.
Yeah.
We walk out there and she comes out and walks on across the little platform and we're like, ooh. It was great.
No, but taking tips from not just Kelly, but from everyone, it was kind of like a life-changing experience. And we still take that advice to this day. We carry it with us everywhere.
Is there any like poignant advice or something you remember that stood out to you that any of them might have said that you, like you say, you still carry it with you, but any specific thing that you can relay?
I feel like there was really vivid moments with each of them that like really stuck out.
Yeah.
I can say with Kelly, we were at our wits' end of the experience. Like, I was so sick. The girls had lost their voice. I had no voice. I'd been throwing up. I had hives on my body. Like,
you
literally,
pulled your back,
I pulled my back.
Ankle.
Everything that could go left went completely left. And we had not been home. We hadn't talked to family. We were about 5.5 weeks into the experience. Like, we were literally at the point of like exhaustion. And Kelly just comes in and is like, what's wrong with y'all? Because she just never seen it. We put on such a good show when we were on stage. She was like, what's going on? And one of us was like, I can't sing. I can't hit the note. The other was like, I can't use my head voice. The other's like, I can't feel my throat. Like, we were all going through it. And she was like, okay, well, let's not say you can't. And we all kind of looked like, huh? And she was like, just say it's not in your toolkit today. She's like, you guys have to acknowledge the importance of the words that you say. Don't limit yourself. You might be able to do it tomorrow. It's just not in your toolkit today. And I was like, whoa, yeah, that's such a great, because we had been in such a negative mindset because of everything that was going on. And we were just constantly getting beat up and we were so tired. And then hearing that, and then the combo of seeing our parents come surprise us later that day, like, ooh, both of those things lit up such a fire in our stomachs. I would say that probably with Kelly was the most like, wow moment. I think with Liam, it was the after party.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Liam, listen, our longest conversation was with Liam, like directly after the after party. If y'all have seen the videos where we're doing the wobble on stage, it was that night.
Yeah.
And he just gave us so much knowledge about the music business. And he just gave us a lot of motivation to like keep going because he's been through the same exact process that we have. You know what I mean? And Wennely is a directioner. She loves
The second he walked out on the stage, like, I had posted something on my wall. We were like, oh my God.
I did.
She was so excited.
She was like, I had the book bag, the lunchbox, the posters, like freaking. So I know that anything that Liam said that came out of his mouth automatically, when he was like,
yes,
like, oh my God,
got
you
it.
know what I mean? So honestly, he just gave us so much. It's hard to put it into words, but he was just such a sweet soul and he was so genuine and just so caring. And he had the brightest smile. You know what I mean? His aura was just so strong. So not even just with Liam, but with Kelly, with Nicole, anytime they walked into the room, you just felt the room like shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me with Nicole or with Liam was that he told us to always be a team and to communicate and just to lean on each other for everything. That was like the biggest one that I took from him and that I still carry to this day.
Yeah.
And Nicole, it was all teamwork stuff.
Yeah.
She was like, y'all need to work together. You need to communicate.
Yeah.
Y'all need to show up when you all show up. Like, she was very much about like moving as a unit.
Yeah.
And then AJ's been there for everything. Anytime we need advice or we're questioning or we have, like, he's the first person to be like, hit me. What's going on? Where you guys at? Like, he's already ready to be in it. And like, we went to his show with the Spirit with the boys and he shouted us out on stage. He's always been involved, especially post-show.
Yeah.
So all of them have played a very big role in our lives on show and post-show as well. So
Kelly's like, listen, if y'all need me, just call
me.
I was like, we was like, ooh, for real?
We will.
Yeah.
That's so nice to hear because everyone's like, don't meet your heroes. But it's so encouraging that you guys met your heroes and our heroes, Mary and my heroes personally. And it's amazing to hear that they've been so supportive of your experience. We'd love to talk more about the group. Tell us about the name. I feel like just from chatting with you guys for the last couple minutes, it is so clear you're on the same frequency. There's three of you. But like, give us the inspiration behind the name 3Quency.
Started with Divine Trinity.
We had so many names that we had to come up with. Like, we went through a lot. Like, we went through at least like 3 pages in Wennely's journal of just writing things out. But we wanted to incorporate Breeze audio wave. Because that was that's something else that they cut out too. When we saw each other on stage for the first time, like during Levitating, we were like, oh, that's so cool. Like, we were freaking, like, we were like, what is that? Like, we love that. And so eventually after like we finally moved in and she told us our story and like how she came up with it, we were like, we gotta like, it has to be something like that.
When they had asked me if I would remove it at one point, and I was like, absolutely not. This is who I am before the show. This is who I'll be after the show. And the girls were really quick to be like, we don't want her to change that. Like, that's Bree's thing. Like, we got to find a way to make it work. And with like TLC being a part of the reference, like, I would say Left Eye was definitely more visually in a different space, but it worked with the other girls because there was always a common thread. So we were like, how do we make a common thread with this? And the name was kind of how we figured it out.
We wanted the 3 to be in there somehow.
Regardless.
We 3 had to be in there. So we were just trying to figure out how to make it fit. So we were like, frequency, 3Quency. You were like,
3Frequency.
That's where your little squeal came in.
Like, so we were literally walking and like just going through, I think we were like walking to set or something, and the dude,
it was one of the producers, they were like, why don't you do something like, you know, with like the frequency, like the one on Bree's face.
Frequency thing. And we were like, frequency. Then we were like,
3Quency.
That's it.
And
Like,
we're done.
that was it. Yeah.
And we literally said, like, if y'all don't find a way to clear this, we don't want another name. We're gonna go by no.
I know. At this point, we're gonna be ...
Because we felt
Dun.
That's how we operate. You just said it yourself. Like, we're literally always on the same
page.
frequency. We're always on the same page. And we're really supportive of each other. If one person says no, it's 3 no. It doesn't matter. Even if we did like it. If I'm like, no, I don't want that. They'll be like, okay, no,
we don't want it.
We don't want it. And vice versa. So that's just how we move.
That's amazing. It sounds like you're definitely taking that mentorship to heart then, to be a team. Have you run into an instance where you just have creative differences yet, where you're working together? What does that process look like? Is it like a vote? Best of 3?
It's rare that it happens, but it does happen where like maybe 2 people will be like, or one person's like, but we just communicate through it. We talk about why someone doesn't like it. If it's something that we all feel like is actually not good for us as a collective, then we don't do it. But if it's something where it's like, you're just not comfortable in it because you've never done it before, okay, well, let's see if we can work through the discomfort. And if it's something that you can feel comfortable in, great. If not, pass, move on, next topic. Like,
no matter what, we always find middle ground.
Yeah.
Always.
Let me tell you something. Bree is literally, we always say this, Bree's like the mom of the group. She's running around with her iPad. We're on her iPad right now.
Yes, it's my iPad.
Like, she's on her iPad. She's creating ideas. She's coming up with this. She's signing off on that. Like, she's literally the movement. And so she'll be like, hey, so what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about that? And then not only that, she's had more experience in the music industry in general. So we lean on her a lot for like different things. Like, Bree, what you think? Like, what you think? Should we do this or should we do that? You know what I mean? So with that, she's already like on guard, already on go. You know what I mean? And with her also knowing our personalities now and like what we automatically like to do and, you know, different things of that nature.
Yeah.
She already knows. So it just flows. And then we just kind of be like, either yes or no. You know what I mean?
And if there's a no, I have a backup already.
She already
like,
has a backup.
It's
She'll
already...
be like, you know what? I knew you were going to say that, so I did this. Like, so it flows. It flows.
I think that comes though from like knowing each other so well and spending as much time together as we did and having this last year kind of in the dark. Like nobody really knew we were 3Quency yet. So we had that much more time to get to know each other and to like, I don't want to say mess up, but like find out those likes and dislikes even more in depth than if we did when people now know who we are. Like we can go out in public and we'll be like, okay, let's all wear this color. And we know we're going to come in the same energy because we've done it a million times now. Whereas with the first couple times we were trying to coordinate, we'd be like, oh, we were all on completely different aesthetics. Cool. Okay, maybe we need to be more thorough next time. Okay, let's do green sweatpants. And then everybody puts together their own outfit. So it's like we've worked out a lot of the kinks over the last year in private that I think kind of helped solidify that for us as well. And kind of make that flow easier. But it's been really fun.
But I just want to add to us matching outfits and like sleeping in the bed together is what solidified.
Shout out to the boys.
Yes.
Bandemonium Tour. But like those little small things that we started to do early on, like from the first day, we were all like, y'all, we should match tomorrow. Like we should just like do it. And then we should sleep together tonight. Like little things like that have created and like
that bond.
That's what, that like it created the foundation for like what we have now. Like we've been going through each other's closets. Like, okay, you don't wear that? Okay, I have something that's kind of like this. You know what I mean? And so we had a lot of trial and error to do that.
Well, one thing I'm hearing, you all are wise and mature beyond your years, and it's really impressive to hear how you've handled all of this. Kind of on that note, you've had almost like overnight success. I mean, this is what people dream of, but have there been any unexpected, challenges that have come with living this dream?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
There have been a lot of challenges, both professionally and personally. You have to remember, we're friends and business partners. So if something goes wrong in somebody's personal life, even though we got to get to business, we're friends first. So the first thing is going to be like, how do we help? How do we tackle this? How can we figure this out? Okay, you're good. All right, let's go. We got a meeting in 4 minutes. Like, there's, I think, those things where we kind of have to balance the personal and the professional side of things, but we've gotten in a really good flow with that kind of stuff. And I also think like mommy in me kicks in where I'm like, okay, I know you're in this headspace, but how can we get you out of it for at least 10 minutes to get through this? And then we'll come right back in and we can debrief and go over it. Like kind of knowing when to speak and when not to speak type of thing, I think for me has been a big thing, especially like if I could tell one of them's upset, like, okay, do I ask what's wrong or do I act like nothing's wrong until we get through whatever we have to get through and then come back and be like, so I could tell everything's all funky. What's going on? Like, talk to me. So I think it's a bit of a trial and error thing, but it's something that we've gotten quite comfortable in because our problems are never with each other.
No.
It's always like external environments. So I think that makes it easier to navigate. If we were always beefing, I think that would be a different thing.
Man.
But it's not that way at all. So I feel like because everything feels removed, we can kind of separate it just enough to get through. Like I said, us being friends comes first. Yeah. So wanting to check in on each other and make sure that everybody's good is always going to be the priority. Even though sometimes with work, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
We'll be like, all right, everybody's got to clear the room. Are we good?
Yeah.
What's going on?
All right.
Check. Pulse check.
Yeah.
What's happening? Like, that's what's important to us. That's also what makes our bond and our group so special. So it can be difficult and we have run into issues. But again, those issues aren't with each other. So it's always easy to navigate.
Oh, that's amazing. And you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, how some of the girl groups before you inspired you. And we'd love to hear from you guys, knowing that we're obsessed with the late 90s, early 2000s. A girl group just feels so reminiscent of that era. We had so many amazing girl groups. And over the last couple years, we've been like, where are they all? So we'd love to hear from you guys. Who inspired you? I know the Supremes came up earlier, Destiny's Child. Any other groups that inspired your sound and your aesthetic? Because we love the matching outfits and we love that you take the time to do that.
I was going to say the Cheetah Girls inspire us a ton. We absolutely love the Cheetah Girls. And I feel like not only Destiny's Child and TLC, but the Cheetah Girls like really influence our sound because they have that like girly sisterhood kind of feel, and that's what we want to go for as well.
Yeah. But it still feels pop, but there's still elements of like R&B and like it's slightly pop adjacent.
Yes.
While still feeling like it fits in the pop realm.
Yeah.
So I feel like, they're a great reference. Especially even outfits and like their little matching cheetah sets. Like there's so much to the Cheetah Girls that I'm like, I feel like we would do it 1000%.
I feel like for our generation, Destiny's Child, even though we did listen to Destiny's Child, our go-to group that we actually visually saw was Cheetah Girls. So that was just like off rip. Like that was our thing. We love Cheetah Girls. I would say as well, I love SWV, Escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper. Like I would say even Jodeci, Silk, Boys to Men. Like we love all of them.
Yeah.
Like, we're
the OJs, the Jones Girls.
Yeah. Like we're with it. The Jacksons.
The Jacksons.
Everybody,
There's so many iconic groups throughout history. And I think, if you look back, so many of the groups that we now know and love today wouldn't exist without a lot of, the groups from the 50s and the 60s who paved the way. And then, next generation was the 70s and 80s, then the 90s and the early 2000s. Like it always takes, learning from the generation before of, how to do what they did for this generation, find the right messaging and make sure everything is still super like united and free and it stands for all the right things. Cause I think that's what girl groups and boy groups have done best. They've defined the moment in time in which they live. You listen to their records, you know what was going on in the world at that time because their music takes you there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They really capture, the moment in which they're in, which makes them timeless because history never goes anywhere, right? We're always using.
I love me some Beatles and I love me some Queen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Love the diversity in your taste. That is incredible. Okay, let's put you on the spot. I know you guys covered some songs when you were doing performances on Building the Band, but if you could pick one song from the Y2K era, so think a Britney song, a Destiny's Child song, a Cheetah Girls song. If you could add a Y2K cover to your set list for tour, what one would you pick? And how would you put your own spin on it?
I begged on the show for them to give us Bad Girl by Usher.
Ooh.
I begged. I felt like we would have destroyed Bad Girl.
Yeah.
So bad. What y'all know about a What? Oh, it would have been so fun.
I really, just because I really see us singing a song, either Amigas Cheetahs or Strut.
Oh my God. Cinderella's so bad.
The party's just begun.
Yeah.
Like, and then we already know the choreo. We already know the choreo. Like, we could do it.
Yeah. What was yours? Sorry, I feel like I just...
No, you good. I'm trying to think, bro. It's so many. And it doesn't have to be a group, or does it have to?
It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to be just from Y2K.
Mine wasn't.
I really feel like anything Beyonce, bro. I just feel like we could remix it so hard. Like, I don't know, like, maybe like a classic, like Crazy in Love. Like,
I'm not mad at it.
And honestly, truthfully, let me tell you something else too. Buttons.
That's a
From
good
the
one.
Pussycat Dolls. It was actually on the list. Like,
Yeah, it
or, like,
was.
the song list. They give you like a list that you have to like choose different songs from, depending on like if it's copyrighted and stuff like that.
Can you imagine if we did Upgrade You by B?
Ooh.
Oh.
I feel like that would. Ooh.
I also,
Or Deja Vu.
I was going to say Bills. Just
Oh, I found mine now.
Go.
Say my name.
Yes.
Say my name. Like,
Yes.
We could go
on and
on.
we could go on and on.
Love it. I also just want to put it out there. I really hope you guys are considering being the Cheetah Girls for Halloween.
That would be so cute.
We thought about it.
But the only thing is the Cheetah Girls are four.
But doesn't Raven leave like in the third movie or something?
Yeah, but is it really the Cheetah Girls without her?
No.
No.
I bet
Picture
AJ would
you.
dress up with you.
Yes.
Ask AJ to do it.
Bring in an AJ for the 4th.
Really, AJ. We could do that. Or we could ask, I was going to say we could get one of the boys to do it. Oh my God. Landy can feed the radio.
Yes. Yes.
I love these ideas.
Yeah.
See? Now, do you guys feel like you're filling a void that's been missing a little bit in pop music? Like, as we said earlier, we've kind of been looking for our girl group fix like for years. Do you notice that at all? Do you feel that?
I feel girl groups never really went anywhere.
Yeah.
Because they're still on my playlist. Like, the best of the best never left constant rotation for me.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, you know, there's other girl groups out like Flow and Say Now and Siren Society and other groups that are also very much keeping the girl group spirit alive. Little Mix, like Fifth Harmony. There have been other girl groups, I think, like even from the early 2000s that have you know, carried into where we're at now. But I think girl groups capture such a moment in time. They are like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, they are a form of resistance. Their messages, the things that they speak on, so much harder for an artist by themselves to be able to have those kinds of conversations. But when there's 3 or 4 or 5 of you, it's so much easier to stand 10 toes down on what you're saying because you're backed by the rest of the people with you. Like, you can say things that if you were by yourself, you may not otherwise say or have the licensing to say. But what are they going to do if it's 3 of you going, yep, we're all doing it, we're saying it, we're feeling it. Like, even with Top Down, we were like, we know some people are going to be like, this is a little bold, don't you think? A little spicy. But at the end of the day, like, we're grown women in our 20s.
Yeah.
We should be able to have these kinds of conversations and it not be looked at any type of way. So there's things and messages that I think girl groups are known for pushing forward and helping move the narrative on while also capturing, you know, for their generation in that moment in time. So I think they've always been here. They've just come in different formats and different fonts and different sounds. And we're honored to now be a part of that.
We're so happy you guys are here. And you're working with someone who saw and worked with a lot of those legendary girl groups that you've mentioned, Johnny Wright. I mean, he is a legend. He's also worked behind some of the biggest boy bands of the time. So many other incredible artists. Were you familiar with him and his legacy before signing with him? And were you nervous? I mean, how exciting.
I was a little bit familiar with him, not like majorly, but I did know who he was. So like that day when we met him, I was sweating everywhere. I'm like, wow, this is the man, the legend. I was like, how is this going to go? I'm just going to speak and I'm just going to say hello, hi, and just let him speak. But he is truly a gift on this earth. He is such a nice human being and he cares about not only your career, but like just you as a human. Like how he always checks up on us. Like, how are you doing, girls? Are you doing okay? Good morning. How was rehearsal? How's this? How's that? Always pushing us to be the best version of ourselves. So he's definitely like a big blessing in our lives. So
we love Johnny Wani.
Yeah.
Johnny Wani is like another dad. Like he's probably either on the way here or he's probably upstairs right now. Personally, I didn't really know too much about Johnny for real. But once we met and we finally did have a conversation, because Bree already knew.
I've known Johnny since I was like 17, just from being in the industry and being around, you know, other artists he's worked with and other things. But I had ran into him on the show. He had like walked past the camera one day and I was like, Johnny? And he turns his head and he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what are you doing here? And he points to AJ and I was like, oh, duh. Well, hey. And then, you know, he came in and tried to grab us at the after party and we talked for a little bit and then nothing happened for a couple months. And then I had obviously spoken with the girls. I was like, yo, Johnny wants to talk about management. How are you feeling about that? Is that something you'd be interested in? And I kind of gave them the spiel on like who he is, what he's worked on, and kind of let them know of the legendary status that is Johnny Wright. I was like, he's basically the Michael Jackson of management. Like he's peak executive business music industry. So once we had that kind of conversation, we set up a meeting for all of us to meet with him. And from there, it was just immediately everybody was like, yeah, this feels good. I was like, bet.
Has he shared any advice with you that's really stood out to you?
I mean, he's always
giving us advice.
Johnny's a storyteller. He has a lot of like great stories.
Yes.
Which is kind of how he shares his advice. He'll give you an example of when something happened and then he'll follow it with advice to kind of like let you know, like he's not just saying things for no reason. Yeah, he's always giving us great stories, whether it be like music side, creative, visual, like he always has experiences to share.
I need a tell-all book from him. If you guys can make that happen, we're waiting.
We're literally living the tell-all book. We're constantly getting like different stories and things that we're like, wait, what? That's how that happened? No way. Because, you know, he sees the behind the scenes of everything. So it's cool to see how like some of your favorite like songs and things kind of came to be and like the experience of
what?
It's really wild.
Speaking of how songs came to be, you guys just released your first single, Top Down. A bop. You referenced it a little bit earlier. Can you tell us the story behind this track? What was the inspiration, the creation process? Knowing it's a little spicier, we're obsessed with it. We want to hear everything about it.
I love that. It originally started off as a love song. Like we went in with Tommy and we were filming the 15-minute like video where we had to come up with a song in like 15 minutes. And so our intentions when we were like just talking in the car, we're like, okay, we kind of want to do like a love song, like something
lover girl,
girly, like lover girl energy. Like that was the flow. But once we actually heard the beat, we were like, oh no, we can't talk about that.
That doesn't give lover girl. That doesn't give. No. It's like, I always say that it's such a 360 turn where because we were each talking about our experiences and how we love and how we show love. And then like what Nunu said is that they showed us the beat and we were like, well, actually, again, the 15 minutes, as you saw in the video, was made on the spot. Yeah. So once we started hearing it, we were like, that's not lover girl. I don't think we can talk about love.
This gives sexy.
You know? So then we started coming up with the lyrics with Blue, and it just came to be. It's Top Down. Loosen up the grip, tighten up the grip around my tighten it up.
Can you tell us, is there a full album in the works? What can we expect to hear from you all next? Aside from your tour, which Mary will touch on.
Without saying too much, but saying enough. We can't just tour on one original record.
There you go. That's a good one.
So I'll leave it at
Whoa.
A good one.
We can't just tour on one song for ourselves. So there's definitely more in the works. There's a lot already done. But the carpet rollout is coming.
Whoa.
We're not ready, and we're excited to share that we've been working on for the past year and a half.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting.
Got a lot under our sleeves.
Yeah.
We are now extremely excited because, I mean, you are going on tour, like the countdown's on, it's like a month now, right?
Yes.
With Soulidified. Tell us kind of the energy between your two groups. Like, what's that like?
I would just say expect a lot of energy. That's the big thing. Expect a lot of energy. Expect a lot of choreo. Honestly, this whole thing is just like happiness for me. Lots of energy, lots of happiness, lots of confidence. We got a lot. We got a lot coming.
I would say Soulidified as a group, they're literally some of my favorite people. They know that. They have been since the show. Like the moment they first did their performance where we watched each other on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
They were my favorite.
And they sang I think it was the Usher song. I literally out loud was like, I'd pay to see that in concert. Because I would. Like, I think they're so incredible. Vocals alone.
Yeah.
And then you factor in all of their personalities and their stage presence and who they are as individuals collectively on stage.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to watch. And they're some of the nicest, most like genuine, funny people. Yeah. And we've been obviously working together in the same rehearsal space with them too. So like getting to be around them like we were back on the show, like It's just such a good feeling. Twins here.
Yeah.
My freaking twin, Shade and me are like the same person in a different pot. So
Literally.
we're always yapping and saying the same stuff in sync. Like it's hilarious. And then Malik is like my fashion bestie. Bradley, Landon, like they are some of the funniest, most like positive, upbeat people. No, I'm so serious. Like they will make the entire room laugh just when you need it. Like they are so good for like lifting your spirit and just making you feel like good and happy about yourself in the room you're in. So like all of them together, it's been nothing but a joy getting to work with them again.
Yeah, it feels like a big family reunion.
Yeah.
We're like our brothers. Like the brothers, well, Whitney has a brother, but like the brother that
We didn't have.
you know, like the brothers that we never got to like have. So
Yeah.
It's always a fun time with them. My favorite person's in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's always a good time. It's always a good time. Nothing but vibes. They're so super duper talented. And I can't wait for y'all to see what they're bringing to the table. They're cooking.
They're working so hard.
Yeah, if you're hearing something bump, it's probably them right now. You know what I'm saying?
They're really
working hard.
They're really working. And I feel like you'll be able to see that for those that got their tickets for tour and VIP.
Yes.
You will see the work that they've been putting in.
They've been putting it in. They've been getting it in.
Is there a chance we'd ever hear a collaboration between both of your groups on tour? Like, do you ever come together as one ever, or do you?
I don't want to reveal anything, but what I can say is that everything collectively has been a joint effort. We've watched each other rehearse, and we've been there. We've helped give each other notes, and like it's truly one collective entity. Even though they're doing their set, we're doing our set. Like we've really all made sure to be there for one another. So it's really exciting, and we're really excited for everybody to see what we've got in store.
So excited to see you guys off on this tour. Would love to do some manifesting here to wrap it up. Like, where do you see yourselves as a group in the next few years? What are you wanting for 3Quency in the future?
I know we just started touring, but I want us to sell out big arenas. I want us to tour internationally. I want us to go big or go home.
Yeah. I feel like just singing at like all of the award shows, AMAs like a couple of weeks ago. So being able to not only be present, even though we're stupid grateful, you know what I mean? Like we're extremely grateful for like being able to walk the red carpet and being able to watch it unfold, but like actually being able to sing at the different award shows, getting an award, a couple of Grammys, you know what I mean? Like, doing the whole thing, like just going all the way, all the way.
I would say for me, it's a little bit separate from like the work goals of things, because like those things I think to me feel more like they're inevitable. They'll come when they're meant to. But I think just like overall, like I just want us to be happy. Like I want us to be happy with the level of success that we reach. I want us to be happy with each other. I want us to be happy in life, because as things move in this industry, fan bases grow, people change, things evolve, life gets complicated, family members start doing crazy stuff. Like things start happening that you would never expect. And it can be very emotionally heavy for a lot of people. So I hope for us that we're just happy wherever we are doing whatever it is we're doing. Like I want all of us to be content.
Well, I've said it once, I'll say it again. You all are wise beyond your years. That is extremely profound, and I think great manifestations. All good things coming for you all. Brianna, Nori, Wennely, thank you so much again for joining us. We are so excited for you all, and go make us proud out there. Go do the girl group thing. We love it.
Go girl.
Yes.
And that was our conversation with 3Quency. Oh my God. The sweetest, cutest girls ever. If you're listening to this, you could not see that they were wearing matching Adidas tracksuits. Just the cutest ever.
I die. And I just was taken aback by how like just beyond their years and mature they were. I said that a couple times, but so well spoken and just had such great perspective on everything. And I've listened to Top Down, obviously, it's a banger, but I pulled up the music video after we talked to them. And oh my goodness, those girls are on fire.
They're amazing. I loved hearing all the groups that inspired them before, but also how eager they are to make their own imprint, do something new and different. I love talking to younger people and hearing that they love the same music that we grew up with. And it was just so sweet to hear them talking about all the girl groups that came before that they look up to so much. And so often when we were growing up, it was pitting girl groups against each other. And they were like, we're not here for that. They're pulling inspiration from these different groups. And I just love that energy that everyone's better together. There's room for everyone.
Throw your hands up if you know that you're a star. Girl power, girl power.
Seriously, I hope that they take your recommendation and end up being the Cheetah Girls with AJ McLean for Halloween, because that would be hilarious.
Show me a better idea.
I can't find one. I don't have one.
If you haven't checked out their single, Top Down, do it. Check out their tour dates. We will link them in the caption. And also, if you haven't watched Building the Band, what have you been doing? It's an incredible story of their journey winning this competition. So be sure to check it out. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.